Now looking at these two albums, they look very very familiar because I've got quite a lot of Elvis stuff. In fact, I don't really need to look very far. I've got an Elvis Presley box set, and I think there's about 10 albums in it. Yep, 10 CD collection. Um, and then I've got like Elvis Second to None album. Uh, Elvis Second to None, that one, silver one. And obviously I've got the one to go along with it, the 30 number one hits. But as I say, he was just one of these artists that you just really couldn't go wrong with. And obviously I've got Elvis is back as well. I've got a good few Elvis ones there. Yep, Elvis Presley, Christmas. Elvis is back. Elvis Presley, 31 number one hits. Elvis second to none. Aye, so I've got quite a few there. Big fan of Elvis. I've got the Elvis Gold as well. I really tried hard to sort of compare the two, between the platinum version and the gold version. And to be fair, I mean, obviously, Elvis didn't really write a bad song. I mean, obviously, everybody in the music industry, more or less, they have their good times and their bad times, and good albums, not so good albums, and what have you. But other than that, obviously, the Elvis Gold album, I mean, you just can't go wrong. I mean, as you can tell, I'm sighing because I mean they're all, well, it's a gold album. It's 50 original hits. Um, so as I say, because if I was being really particular, I mean I'm not a super fan of Elvis, but as I say, I do really appreciate his music, and obviously was you know he's from like a bygone era, if you know what I mean. There's not really a lot of people that listen to him now. People are more sort of into like 90s to early 2000s, kind of late 2000s kind of idea. But no, I really appreciate artists like Elvis, people like Roy Orbison, people like Neil Diamond. They're kind of the retro type singers. But as I say, just going generally, just looking at this track list here. Um, I mean, I'll just give you a wee indication how big a fan I am. I think if I was being really, um, if I was being really, you know, sticky and picky with things, I think the only song I would, I think the only song or songs I would go by is maybe, I don't know, it's quite difficult because when I put, artists on a pedestal, such as Elvis, my dad really appreciates his music. My mum really appreciates, his music, and then my gran, um, when it passed away a couple of years ago, she adored his music. But as I say, no, going by, I've had to be really out of 50 songs of Elvis on this album. I would say 46 or 47 of them, and then I would maybe skip three out of 50 songs, which is really quite good. Because other than that, I mean, for example, on the second disc, That's Alright, and I mean, I'm not just mentioning the hits here, but That's Alright. I mean, I would honestly, I would give the full album a listen to, and then obviously, as you would go along, because I think, especially listening to albums of Elvis or anything like that, it's like an event. The minute you put it on, it's like an event. Because obviously you're choosing to play the CD, initially. So, because obviously nobody else is picking the music or whatever, so obviously you're the only person in control. But if I was to put this disc on solely, disc one, and have it on my iPod, the only song I would skip, if I was on the train or on a bus or whatever, I'd keep playing it all the way from Heartbreak Hotel, and this is me being really honest, up to say Sailor Boy, because I'm not, sorry, Soldier Boy. If I'm really honest, I mean, And then obviously I Got a Woman, that was a hit, that was a major hit. Money Honey, I'm not quite sure, so the ones I'm not too sure about on this side is Soldier Boy, Money Honey, GI Blues, but again it's probably one of those where I'd really need to hear the song again, because it's probably, because obviously it is an original hit, so obviously it is a hit, so maybe I'm overlooking it, but I'm just saying, because obviously I'm looking at pretty much the greatest hits there. But then it's, as I say, it's Money Honey, GI Blues, Mystery Train. So I would say the E3. I'm not quite sure. Blue Moon of Kentucky. I know that one. Fever, Such a Night. So that's basically, so the E3, GI Blues, Mystery Train, and Blue Moon of Kentucky. And then this two, obviously everybody that likes Elvis knows That's Alright. Good Rockin' Tonight. I know that one. That's a really good song. I Forget to Remember to Forget. I think I know that one really well. Blue Suede Shoes, that was a number one hit for him. I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, I like that one. Love Me, Mean Women Blues, Treat Me Nice, that was a really, standout hit. Treat Me Nice, Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, King Creole, Trouble, I Got Stung, I Need Your Love Tonight, A Mess of Blues, Tutti Frutti, Don't You Think It's Time, I think I know that one. Long Tail Sally, that was a good one. So really, basically up until 18, I'm not quite sure. Dirty Dirty Feeling, Rip It Up, I know that one. Ready Teddy, I know that one. So Long Tail Sally, I know that one. Baby Let's Play House, I'm not quite sure that one. Dirty Dirty Feeling, I'm not quite sure that one. Rip It Up, I know that one. Ready Teddy, You're So Square, I don't really know that one. I Beg of You, I know that one. How do you How do you think I feel? No, so I'd say on this two is Baby Let's Play House, Dirty Dirty Feeling, You're So Square, Baby I Don't Care, How do you How do you think I feel? And Paralysed, that was really the only one. So I'd say if I was being really critical, about 40, 42 or 43 songs out of 50, which is really quite good. That's a really good bargain, that. Definitely, and obviously, hearing it once, twice, and three times, you'd probably like them all, because as I say, it is a gold 50 original hits album. So that's that one. And then very, very similar to that one is Elvis 30 number one hits. As I say, obviously this is like a be surprised, but obviously you're only getting 27 because the sticker's still in it. So basically all the way from Heartbreak Hotel all the way down to basically The Wonder of You. But obviously the 31 songs, the 30 number one hits, probably every one of these is a hit, because obviously that's 30 number one hits. Fantastic. And of course, probably everybody has got this album in their house somewhere along the line, and amongst their records or CDs. Maybe not so much in beside their records, but definitely part of their CD collection. It was just so popular. This one, but I don't know so much about the Second to None one. But obviously that's just as good, because when you compare them, when you compare Second to None, and of course I've done my usual with this one. I've probably got about 4 or 5 copies of these two, because I think the idea, I love the idea between Elvis 30 number one hits, and then this one I just had to, when I knew that there was a silver one, or the follow up to the number one album, that's basically what it was. Fantastic, and it was more or less the same kind of font and the same kind of design, which I liked, which no really a lot of albums do that. Not that I can remember, but as I say, the same sort of the same sort of idea. But as I say, a fantastic album, really. Brilliant. But as I say, there's not a bad thing I can say. And as I say as well, that's Graceland. I mean, I did have an Elvis thing up there. an Elvis sort of frame, but obviously it must be in my wardrobe somewhere. But as I say, no, probably out of the 30 tracks here, probably going from That's Alright to Rubbernecking, probably I would say 26, 27 songs out of all of these. But probably again, similar to the 30 number one hits. Probably just, I like the album probably just as good as that one to this one. That's a given, definitely. And they look great together as well on a shelf or like on a display. So you just see this one and then you see this one. Oh. Right, so you see, for example, that one and then that one just beside it. So very, very smart albums, and so very smart albums and very recommendable.